Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and just a real quick update on this frame punch board. Now, the other day we talked about, I showed you where I had cut these and it left a piece in here that I had to use my scissors and cut out when I made this little frame on here. Well, I watched, someone tagged me, and I'm sorry I can't remember right off the top of my head who it was, but it was one of you guys that tagged me on Genevieve's video where she showed how she was getting a clean cut by doing a little bit something different with the blade. Okay, I watched her video and I tried that with my blade and it didn't work. I still got the same cut as I did before, but I am sure that all of these, I won't say all of them, but I'm sure that a lot of these little slots in here and these little things right here are all made different. I believe that they are. I know mine has to be different from Genevieve's because I'm getting a little bit different cut. I can't do the same thing that she did. She was showing where, I'll show you how she said that she did. I'll just slide this in there just for demo purposes. She said that she took her blade and set it down, and let me zoom in and hopefully I can get this a little bit better in camera. She said she took her blade and she set it down this way at a slant up against the bar here, and then popped it in there and cut. Well, when I did that, I still got that same, hanging part on here where it wasn't cut nice and straight. So I still had to do some trimming. So I'm thinking that mine must be a little bit different from hers. Now, I used to work for Creative Memories a long time ago, and they had these little knives like this right here, and they do have some play in them. That's what Genevieve was talking about, and I'm going to link her video below so you can go over and watch hers in case my option that I have doesn't work for you. Maybe hers will. But we had these blades like this that had the play in them, and the reason they turn like this is so that you can put this little stem in this slot, and no matter which way you've got that knife, it'll still slice down through there because this turns, so you still get a cut. In other words, you don't have to look each time and make sure you put it in the exact right way. As long as you put this in that little slot, then you should be good. But the problem is, and I have emailed We Are Memory Keepers, hopefully they will read my email and do something about this, because my husband got to looking at it. And as you can see right here, you see that little, excuse my fingernails, they're horrible. See that little bitty piece? It's a little plastic piece that's on that little stem right there. My husband says that he can put a thicker plastic piece on that stem and it should work better. And the reason being is when you put the stem down in here, let me see if I can show you this. You've got, I'm going to wiggle it back and forth and show you, see if I can hold it right. You've got about a 1/16 of an inch play there. And that's where the problem is coming in. And I know they left that little bit of play so that this would slide easily, but it's just a little bit too much. This little band that's around this should have been a little bit thicker, and then the band would have still turned, so your blade would have still slid back and forth, but you wouldn't have had that play in there. Okay, saying all that to say this. Right now I'm going to show you what I'm doing until he can fix that. But what I emailed We Are Memory Keepers about is I told them, I know a lot of people are sending these tools back, and I really don't think that they're bad. I don't think that you need to send them back. What We Are Memory Keepers needs to do is they need to take this little band right here and make it just a little bit thicker, because see, that band turns on that anyway. They just need to make that band a little bit thicker so that there's not that 1/16 of an inch play in there, because that's about what we're trimming off, is a 1/16 of an inch play. Okay, I've got a piece here that I'm going to cut. And I've just got this set at, I think, a 1/2 inch. Doesn't really matter on that part. So we're going to cut this, and I'm going to try to make sure I'm still in frame because I'm zoomed in so far. Okay. Now, another big thing that makes a difference in whether this is cut straight or not is whether you have got your lines cut. So if your box is not cut straight, then you're going to have some of those little hanging pieces on there. It's not going to cut straight on the inside. So because this butts up against this little bar right here, and if that is not cut straight, then there's no way that you're going to get a straight cut on the inside. Okay, so what I do, now Genevieve, like I said, she was putting hers down at an angle and cutting that way. What I have to do on mine is I put it in that slot, and when I put it in there and get ready to cut, I push forward on it. So I push that way with the blade just as far as I can, and then I cut. And look what a nice cut that it gives. See that? Alright, let's do that again. I put it in there, I push it all the way up to here, and then I put this little piece in the slot, make sure that it's in my little hole there, and then I push the blade up that way just as far as it'll go. So in other words, I'm taking that play out of the blade there. If I leave it back this way, it's going to leave those little pieces on there. So I'm going to push it up that way as far as it'll go, and then I'm going to cut. And it doesn't hurt the blade. It's not hurting the blade at all. You see what a perfect cut that gives? And this is a thick paper too. Okay, again, I'm going to put it up there. I'm going to put it in, and I'm going to push it that way just as far as it'll go and cut. There again. Let's do it one more time. And you don't have to go as slow as I did to get it to cut. I was just going slow for the video purposes. So see what a perfect cut that is? Let me put a piece of black cardstock behind it so that you can see. Okay. There we go. See, that's a perfect cut. I don't have to do any trimming at all on that. Alright, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do one without holding that blade that way, and I'll show you. Okay, let's put this in here. I'm hoping I've got all of these cut straight. I tried to make sure that they were. Okay, I'm just going to put it in there just like normal. Not going to push under it or anything, and then I'm going to cut. Oops, I like to cut too far, didn't I? Okay, see, automatically, you see that little piece right there? Right on top of my thumbnail? That's where it's sliding back that way, and it's not getting that perfect cut. So let's do another one, and I'll show you. And I'm not going to pull mine back or forward or anything. I'm just going to slide it across. That one did a little bit better, but not. I've still got a little bit of a piece hanging there. I keep wanting to call it a hanging chad. I've got a little bit of a hanging chad there. Okay, so let's slide it again. That one did pretty good. So it's just a matter of how you hold this thing. Okay, that one didn't. You see? You see that right there? I would have to trim that. Well, I wouldn't have to, but I would trim that off because, you know, to make it a really good frame. And I would definitely have to trim that one off because that left a big piece there. Put it on this so you can see it. See that big piece that it left right there? So that's the difference. So when you put this in here, and let me do another one. Okay, put it in here, push it forward, and cut. Push it forward, cut. push it forward. And there we go. A nice clean cut. Okay. All right. I hope that helps somebody. I know that Genevieve helped her video helped me a lot. It made me stop and look at this and think what in the world was wrong with it. It also made me realize it wasn't user error. But I'm hoping that We Are Memory Keepers will put a little bit larger band. Let me see if I can get that to focus. There we go. A little bit larger band, a thicker one right there on that, and that'll stop a lot of that play that's in there when you put it in here, because you've got that, see, about a 1/16 of an inch play, and that's what, you know, that's what you're trimming off on these when they mess up. That's about what you're trimming off, is that 1/16 of an inch right there. So I hope that helped you guys. Like I said, I'm not trying to sell these. I own one and I plan on keeping it, but you know, you don't have to buy one if you don't want to. All I'm trying to do is help someone out there that is frustrated with theirs. And I'm going to link Genevieve's video below, so you can, if my method that I'm doing on mine by pushing the blade forward doesn't work on yours, then try hers. Maybe hers will work. One of the others should work. I'm thinking that there's just a little bit different play in each one of them. And we'll talk to you later. Please give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss anything. Bye-bye.